Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. This some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrote its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had thought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here nor evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to the still beating of my heart, I stood repeating, there's some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it, and nothing more. My soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, Madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping. So gently you came rapping, so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce I heard you. Here, I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there with wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token. The only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again, I heard tapping someone louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. This the wind, and nothing more. Upon here I flung the shutter, with many flit and flutter. In their stepped a saintly raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mane lowered of lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more.
Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, while the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from that nightly shore. Tell me why thy lordly name is the nice Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled as ungainly found to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. We cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, Startled at the stillness, broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, I said. What it mutters is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master will unmercifully disaster follow fast, and follow faster till his songs, one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope, that melancholy burden bore, of nevermore. With the raven still beguiling, over my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled up a cushioned seat in front of the bird, and buzzed and the door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I belooked myself into linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly gone, of ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaging and guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fury eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This, and now, more I sat diving, with my head at ease reclining on the cushioned velvet lining, as a lamp gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining, with a lamp-like gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by a Sephim, whose footfalls tinkled onto the tufted floor. Wretched, I cried, thy God had lent thee by these angels he has sent thee. Respite, and then a pen from thy memories, Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind of pen, and forget the last Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, a bird or devil, with this tempest sent, or whether tempest tossed, thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there a balm, a gilly? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, a bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul, with sorrow laden if, within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a saint maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Clasps a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our son our parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back from the tempest and the night's plutonic shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie's soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from my heart, and take thy form off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him, streaming through his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted.
Nevermore.